My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love. Today is Thursday, January the 2nd, 2025. And I am not always nudged to record and share the work of AstroButterfly.com. Um, I will be reading this for the first time for myself. And the moment I saw it in my inbox, I knew that it was to be recorded for you. So please do go to astrobutterfly.com, sign up for her free, totally free newsletter. You'll receive any updates that she writes in your inbox. As I said, this is totally free. Please also take a look around at her site, as there is lots of information there, not to mention courses and a community as well. So let's just jump right in here. And it begins the astrology of January 2025. North Node enters Pisces. Welcome to 2025. 2025 is the year of transformation. I said that yesterday in our reading, that I felt like what was coming up is going to be a very transformative year. And there's more to come on that. I'm having the sense of it now in many ways. All the outer planets change signs and form interesting and supportive configurations, making 2025 a year unlike anything we've seen before. January 2025 kicks off the first of these significant transitions. The lunar nodes shift axis. The North Node moves from Aries into Pisces, and the South Node transitions from Libra into Virgo. When the lunar nodes change signs, and for those of you unfamiliar with the lunar nodes, they are points in the sky where the axis of the moon actually points to. If I've got that right, don't hold me to that, because I am simply learning astrology for myself. It's a big deal for everyone. The nodes spend approximately 18 months in a pair of signs, the axis, right? Opposite each other in the zodiac, spotlighting the archetypal themes connected to those signs. For example, when the lunar nodes were in Gemini and Sagittarius, which ranged from late 2020 to 2022, we experienced COVID and restrictions on movement, particularly international mobility, and in parentheses here, South Node in Sagittarius, and changes in how we navigate our daily lives, in parentheses here, North Node in Gemini. Then in early 2022, the lunar nodes moved into Taurus and Scorpio, coinciding with energy and economic crises, key Taurus and Scorpio themes. In 2023, the nodes shifted into Aries and Libra, the me versus we axis, bringing us wars and a reshuffling of alliances and treaties. Now, the focus shifts again. The Pisces archetype takes center stage, amplifying the need for unity, compassion, while aiming to address unresolved issues from the past. This is the South Node in Virgo. Our collective journey will be about navigating the fine line between dreams and practicality. Later in the month, the energy becomes distinctly Aquarian and Plutonic. The Sun and then Mercury and the Moon join Pluto for a powerful conjunction. Expect revelations but also greater clarity about your future path and your role in society. Let's take a look at the most important transits of the month. On January 3rd, which is tomorrow, Venus enters Pisces. On January 3rd, 2025, Venus will enter Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces, which means it feels at home in this compassionate and dreamy water sign. Venus in Pisces is the proverbial mermaid, diving deep into the ocean of emotions and seeking union with something beyond the ordinary. Whether that's being seduced by your imagination, an old song that tugs at your heart, or a romantic dream, allow your heart to wander. It might take you to places you've never been before. January 8th, 2025, we'll see Mercury finally leaves Sagittarius, hallelujah, and enters Capricorn. Raise your hand if you've had just about enough of Mercury in Sagittarius. Not only was Mercury retrograde in the sign, but due to the current planetary setup, it was tangled in tense aspects with Jupiter in Gemini and Saturn in Pisces. No more Mercury retrograde, no more Mercury in T-squares. It's time to regain focus, recalibrate, and move forward. In Capricorn, Mercury will form supportive aspects with planets in Pisces and Uranus in Taurus. This means our minds and inner realities will feel less chaotic and much more grounded than they've been over the past couple of months. Cheers to that. January 11th, 2025, the lunar nodes will shift to the Virgo/Pisces axis. This marks a turning point as our priorities realign, especially in those areas where our soul still has lessons to learn and unresolved matters to address. The lunar nodes are tied to karma, so this shift signals developments connected to our soul's purpose. Those lessons we will be exposed to will eventually help us clear away what no longer serves us and move something towards more aligned and meaningful. January 13th, 2025, we have a full moon at Cancer 24 degrees. This is, no, I'm sorry, I read that backwards. We have a full moon at 24 degrees of Cancer. This is an intense full moon because it is conjunct Mars. When Cancer's water meets Mars' fire, we get hot water. Feelings will run high. On the positive side, this full moon will help you connect deeply with your most primal, honest emotions. Sometimes it's hard to figure out how we truly feel, but not under this full moon. You'll know exactly what's in your heart. A word of caution, just because you've gained clarity and feel fueled to take action doesn't mean you should act impulsively, aka from your wounded self. You want to act from your higher, most authentic self. That's very true. You know, we've got a lot of wounded folks who don't even believe, in most cases, that they are wounded. So, there's that. Back to the article. January 19th, 2025, the sun enters Aquarius. Happy birthday to all Aquarians out there. Aquarius season is when our inner visionary genius turns on. This is the season to think ahead, dream big, and come up with ideas that are not only inspiring, but also give your life true meaning beyond the day-to-day grind. On January 19th, 2025, Venus is conjunct Saturn at 16 degrees Pisces. This is a sobering aspect where Venus gets a reality check and is confronted with a hard truth, whatever that may be. If she's been a bit too dreamy or unrealistic, which is not too uncommon when in Pisces, Saturn will step in and say, hey, this is how things really are. This isn't a bad transit per se. Capricorns out there will likely thrive because they're so used to Saturn's energy. Either way, it's a good time to get clear about what truly matters to you What kind of effort or commitment is needed to get there in practical terms? On January 21st, 2025, the Sun is conjunct Pluto at 1 degree Aquarius. Sun conjunct Pluto asks us to face the bare and naked truth. Quote, who are you really? The bare and naked truth is rarely comfortable because there is always a part of us that doesn't quite live up to its full potential. The good news is that this discomfort can ultimately push us to take action. The goal of Sun conjunct Pluto is to awaken us to our true power, to our true potential. On January 28th, 2025, Mercury enters Aquarius, one of its favorite signs. Aquarius is an air sign, and Mercury thrives in air signs because Mercury and the air element share similar qualities: communication, awareness, curiosity, and objectivity. The upcoming weeks are perfect for activities that engage the intellect, learning, reading, solving problems by connecting the dots, social networking, or participating in group projects. Ooh, does this bode well for the book club that I'm trying to start? January 29th, 2025, we have a new moon at 9 degrees Aquarius. This is a super Aquarius new moon with 4 planets conjunct in the sign. Pluto, though at a reasonable distance at 1 degree, is still within conjunction orb, infusing the new moon with transformative energy and depth. This is a powerful time to set intentions that align with your higher goals and long-term aspirations. On January 29th, 2025, Mercury is conjunct Pluto at 1 degree Aquarius. As part of the new moon in Aquarius narrative, Mercury conjunct Pluto sharpens our focus. Our mind can be like, quote, wait a minute, refusing to settle for superficial answers. Since this is Aquarius, the sign of the future, we will ask ourselves very important questions like, quote, what do I truly want my future to look like? End quote. And we will get very honest answers. Thankfully, Mercury conjunct Pluto is an excellent problem solver, so it will help us cut through outdated thinking patterns and mental clutter, helping us see things clearly and focus on what truly matters. January 31st, 2025, Uranus goes direct at 23 degrees Taurus. This is the last leg of Uranus' journey through Taurus. Soon, Uranus will depart that sign, the sign that has been its home for the past 7 years. Pay attention to the time, plus or minus 2 days of the ingress. What has this 7-year journey meant for you? How has the Taurus sector of your life been revolutionized by Uranus? And what does it mean for the greater overarching story of your life? I think that's overarching story. I read that wrong. Of your life. Wow, that's and of course she says here to please subscribe for future updates. And I highly concur. As I said, I'm not always nudged to record and share. I always read them, but I'm not always nudged to record and share with you. So in order to keep up to date with all that's going on, I highly recommend that you go there and take a look around. As I said, like me myself, I'm not an astrologer, but I love to learn and I love learning about astrology. It's another puzzle piece for me as to what actually is going on here on the planet and with me personally. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you will go and sign up for the newsletter. And I hope also that you will continue to move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It really is a matter of perspective and the perception of the perspective that you hold in those moments. But there is always more than one way to see a thing, to view a thing. Until we meet again, my friends, be well.